Oh dear. Hello there guys, it's me, Foxy 313, and I just wanted to show you that I've got a new subscribe sign. I know it's a bit early yet, but I've got a new subscribe sign ready for the winter. It's gonna, I think you guys might like this one, my winter subscribe sign for 2017, because of course winter will be starting on the 21st of December. But yes, there's a new subscribe sign I've got to show you. Please check it out. It's really good. Check it out now. Do you know what that was? Who that was? Good guess, everybody. Yes, good guess. That was the friendly 79-year-old former BR Signalman from HP Miniature Railway, and he's a HP Miniature Railway volunteer, elderly volunteer, the friendly 79-year-old former BR Signalman, who was born on the 10th of September 1938, and 79. He is mine and Arbiter's most favourite volunteer out of all HP Miniature Railway volunteers. He is like, I don't know if you knew this, but yes, he is my #1 favourite volunteer out of all the other HP Miniature Railway volunteers, come elderly or middle-aged or young. Yes, I think Trains is probably watching this, everybody, and Arbiter, and I think they probably be very pleased about this. Yeah, and I hope they don't get me into trouble for this. Oh gosh, I hope not. But yes, the reason why is just because he's just such a wonderful volunteer, and he is just perfectly friendly. The friendly 79-year-old former BR Signalman. He literally has a strongly friendly personality, literally, and I personally think he has a perfectly lovely and friendly personality. He really does, I have to say. And he is very interesting, I have to say. He's just so... the reason why I'm just doing this, a subscribe sign with a photo of him, he's just such an inspiration, and he's just really interesting, really friendly. He's not intimidating or anything. He doesn't really get annoyed so easily, and he's not cranky, and he's just wonderful, and he's very easy to talk to. Depends really, but he's all right. He's just my favourite. He is strongly friendly, and he's just perfectly and practically friendly, I have to say he is. Yeah, and the friendly 79-year-old former BR Signalman himself, he was a signalman. That's why I call him the former BR Signalman, because he started as a box boy when starting as a box boy in 1954, and because any youthful people back in 1954, because he was 15 or 16 when he started, and anybody youthful legally had to have assistance when doing the job, because they couldn't properly be a signalman until they were 20. So in September 1958 he became a proper signalman, continued working for BR until 1990, and then he volunteered at the Bluebell Railway until earlier last year when he stopped, and now he happily volunteers at HP Miniature Railway. He is just the best. Yeah, and also he has seen my YouTube channel. Did you know that, guys? And also he said he asked Arbiter. He thought I wasn't here. He was saying this to Arbiter. Hello Arbiter. I was just saying about you when I watched your video, and then the friendly 79-year-old former BR Signalman said you know Foxy today. It was like in your video when I didn't turn up till so late. Oh well, but if you guys didn't know, Arbiter went to HP Miniature Railway with me. He did twice earlier this year, and I'll have to show you this Arbiter's clip of the friendly 79-year-old former BR Signalman asking why there was no me today, no Foxy today. I'll show you this clip, and please watch this. It's going to be good, and I think this will inspire you. I'll just show you Arbiter's clip quickly, and then I'll get back to the video.
37 over there. Pebble coming over here. He's the enterprise.
Foxy today, then?
Pardon?
No Foxy today.
He will come later, I think.
Oh, right. But then.
There goes the Brighton Bells, and there's Pullman Class 73. There was also a Brighton Bell. There coming is a gazelle, is it?
Well, yes, that was Arbiter's clip I just showed you guys. And yes, even Arbiter really likes the friendly 79-year-old former BR Signalman. He certainly does, and I certainly do too. Yeah, and yeah, hello. Oh, and I hope you're watching this, Mr. Former BR Signalman, with your beloved cousin. Yeah. I know you don't have the internet. If you're watching Mr. Former BR Signalman, I know you don't have the internet, but I'm sure you'd be watching this with either Trains and Mike at HP Miniature Railway, or with your beloved cousin, who showed you my YouTube videos of HP Miniature Railway, and you said you were there when you saw some of them. Yeah, that was really good that you said that to me. As in, yeah, if you're watching this, Mr. Former BR Signalman's cousin, please tell your cousin to tell your amazing cousin, the friendly 79-year-old former BR Signalman, to tell me that he's seen some of my YouTube videos, as in, because he told me that he watched some of my videos with you of HP Miniature Railway, because he said he was there when he saw it. And trust me, your cousin is perfectly and practically friendly. He is just strongly friendly, I have to say. He has a strongly friendly personality, your cousin. Your cousin is also legendary, I have to say. And your cousin is enterprising and friendly. Not enterprising as in like he's rich, like making like millions and millions from a business. I would definitely not consider him enterprising in that way. I would consider him enterprising as in it looks as if he likes to do lots of different things, if you know what I mean. Like, for example, volunteering at HP Miniature Railway and happily giving visitors and tourists happy rides on his amazing Pullman Harvester. Well, Pullman Class 73 miniature electrical locomotive, but Pullman Harvester as in like that song video I created for him. Yeah, and I'm sure his pretty, lovely and friendly wife Pam was perfectly friendly like he was. Yeah, I hope you don't mind me asking, Mr. BR Signalman, if you're watching with your cousin or with Trains. Oh dear. Hang on. But yes, like I was saying, I think I was talking a bit loudly. Sorry if I was talking too loudly, but I hope you're watching this, Mr. Former BR Signalman, because you are amazingly and strongly friendly, as in you are my favourite volunteer. And if you're watching, Mr. Former BR Signalman's cousin, your cousin, the friendly 79-year-old former BR Signalman from HP Miniature Railway, is my #1 favourite volunteer, and you should be proud of your wonderful cousin, as in you really should be proud of him. Yeah, I hope you don't mind me asking, Mr. Former BR Signalman's cousin who's watching, or Mr. Former BR Signalman, who, if you're watching with your cousin, did your cousin, the friendly 79-year-old former BR Signalman, and his lovely wife, his lovely and pretty wife, Pam, ever sleep over at yours? Did they ever have sleepovers at your house? And I'm sure she was lovely, pretty and friendly, his lovely wife Pam. It's a shame she's passed on, but never mind. But I'm sure she was very lovely, friendly and affectionate. Hope you don't mind me asking if you're watching Mr. Former BR Signalman, if you're watching with your cousin or with Trains Up, Ames and Railways Productions or Mike Farr. If you're watching it with them, either those three, did you and your wife ever sleep over at your cousin's house? Your cousin who watches my YouTube channel, and was she ever affectionate? As in, like, was she always like touchy and all that, or cuddly and all that? I mean, yeah, and all those things. I'm sure she was very lovely, and I'm sure if she was still alive and she'd met me, she would probably really like somebody like me if she were. Because you said she was a very nice, lovely, pretty and friendly lady, like you told me when I asked you about her. Yeah, but I hope I shouldn't bring up too much about your wife, Mr. Former BR Signalman, if you're watching, because I obviously know that would upset you if I went on about her. Yeah, sorry, but I am sorry for her loss, and I hope I didn't upset you on saying this. Oh, but moving on. But if you guys ever wanted to go to HP Miniature Railway, for those who's watching, yes, if you're watching Arbiter, yes, I know you've already been, but I was talking to the others, and but I know you're watching, funnily enough. Watching the video itself, funnily enough. Yes, and if you guys ever would go to HP Miniature Railway, you've got to have a ride with the friendly 79-year-old former BR Signalman. You've got to have a ride with him and his amazing little Pullman Class 73 miniature electrical locomotive. He gives staggering and amazing rides, especially whenever I see him and whenever I have a ride with him. He gives staggering and amazing rides on his wonderful and legendary little Pullman Class 73 miniature electrical locomotive itself, funnily enough. Yeah, and if you're watching Mr. Former BR Signalman, if you're watching with your cousin or with Trains or Mike, like I mentioned earlier on, do you miss your fancy former job as being a former BR signalman back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s until the 90s, working for BR? Do you miss that? I'm sure you do, but I'm sure you have fond memories fully fixed in your mind. Yeah, I'm sure you do have those wonderful memories, because you were explaining them to me so fondly when you told me back in 2016. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys knew, but I've seen the BR Signalman for about 2 years now. Well, when I first saw him, he's been featured on my YouTube channel since 2015, whenever I went to go to HP Miniature Railway. But you are right, we never really spoke very much when I first remembered seeing him in 2015. We never really spoke much. Although he did speak to me once in 2015, I think. He said hello to me and he said, "Oh, you're right," and I just said, "Oh," but we didn't really talk much. I think it was more in 2016 we started talking a little bit more to each other, and stuff like that. And I even said he reminded me of Oscar Gröning, the 90-year-old Nazi who was put on trial. But I really shouldn't have said that, but it was just my opinion. But if you're watching Mr. Former BR Signalman, I'm sorry that I said you reminded me of Oscar Gröning, the Nazi who was put on trial in 2015 and sentenced 4 years imprisonment. I'm really sorry if I said that to you, because I really didn't mean offence, but it's just your facial characteristics. You facially looked that way in your facial characteristics and your face look. Sorry, I didn't mean to be offensive at that time. But definitely since I've been attending HP Miniature Railway in the 2017 Open Public Running Days, which finished for this year, we started talking to each other more often. Yeah, no, we were really like talking to each other more often, me and the friendly 79-year-old former BR Signalman. We'd always say hello, we always said hello, and I'm sure we've watched videos that I've spoken to him a bit. I've always said hello to him, always asked him questions, how he's doing, and his fond memories of working for his former fancy job as a BR signalman. And and we're actually getting a bit more in common actually, and considering he's watched my YouTube channel with his cousin, we're getting a bit more in common, I have to say. And he is just somebody who I want to create a friendship with the friendly 79-year-old former BR Signalman. Well, next year he'd be the friendly 80-year-old former BR Signalman. Oh, shouldn't be too offensive towards his age. But yes, I would so want to develop a friendship with him, funnily enough. And if he were available and I were available during the week in a school holiday or so, or when I'm off on holiday in college, I would so want to go out for he is the elderly guy I would so want to go out to lunch with and have chats with about my train spotting adventures and his time working for his former fancy job as a BR signalman. He is just the elderly friend who I would want to go out to lunch with, as in, I'm not kidding, I would want to be friends with him. Even if he were 83, I'd still want to be friends with him. Even if he were 83 years old, if he makes it, I'd definitely want to be friends with him. Yeah, but no, I won't say the next bit because I know some of you probably spread rumours to him, if you ever saw him, but never mind. Sorry. Yeah, but, Mr. Former BR Signalman, I hope you don't mind me asking, but if you're watching, did a train spotter / rail enthusiast ever come into your signal box when you worked when you were a signalman working as a fancy signalman? Did a train spotter / rail enthusiast ever come into your signal box when you were working and ask you like loads of questions and you showed him lots of things? If he did or if he didn't, could you please tell me when we next see each other in 2018 at some point? Because I'd love to find that out. Yeah. Alright then, Mr. Former BR Signalman, I hope you enjoyed watching, and If you're watching this with your cousin, please let me know. Or if you watched it with Trains and Mike, please let me know when we next see each other, because I'm sure you'd tell me if you'd seen this one. And if Trains and Mike are watching, if you're watching Trains or if you're watching Mike, next time you're at HP Miniature Railway, when it's not in public running action but just doing the thing when they do a meet-up there on a Saturday when it's not running, if you get the chance to, could you please show the friendly 79-year-old former BR Signalman the video of this and of his of the winter subscribe sign with the photo of him on it. Please do, only if you get the chance, not when you're volunteering, but when you get the chance. Thank you. Alright then guys, hope you guys enjoyed watching, including you, Mr. Former BR Signalman, and Mr. Former BR Signalman's cousin, who's watching, if you are. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Please let me know what your thoughts were about the subscribe sign, and please let me know what you thought of the picture of the subscribe sign, because that's what my subscribe sign is going to be for the winter. I'll be using it from the 21st of December 2017 until the 21st of March 2018. Thanks for watching and goodbye.